But I haven't set a title or anything. What? Where am I live to? Oh, I am live on my channel? I'm so freaking confused. Oh no. What? Oh shit. Okay, well. Oh man. That's a bit annoying that it won't let me. Can I change the description while I'm just testing the StreamElements app and didn't actually mean to go live? Will that save while I'm streaming? Yay. Okay. But what else can I actually do on this app? So I'm on the StreamElements app and oh, there's chat. It doesn't actually show that anyone's watching though. That's confusing. How do I... Yeah, like... What? And then I've got like a streamer view and an audience view. And then I've got a camera. Oh, okay. What if I should... Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, so... Hello? So you know how I did the bonsai live stream? I couldn't see anyone's chat messages. Yeah, well, it was a red button. It didn't actually say live. It's like when you put the camera on your phone and, you know, you've got the recording button. And so it looks like that. So, of course, probably, yeah, it's a live button. But because it looks like the camera app, it could just be recording. And then there's no way to set up. Like, if I go into stream settings, all I can change, I think, is the title. Yeah, it's confusing, but at least I can see the chat. The annoying thing though, if I can't set up, I suppose when I go live, like the main thing that's important is the title, and I can always change the description later. But I feel a bit. It did put my automatic like description. I have a default description though, and it did put all my links and stuff in there, so that's cool, but oh no. I just wanted to, and like it's automatically put the category as entertainment. Am I entertainment? What? StreamElements bot, you're a bit late. Okay, well at least we have the chat running, because when I live stream in the YouTube app, it wasn't showing the chat. Are we not entertained? It was, and yeah, it isn't showing me like the number of people watching from this end. So that's, well, I suppose when I'm live streaming, when I'm no chat on screen, yeah, there's that too. But you know, when I do it from YouTube, it doesn't show the chat either, and it doesn't show me how many. Oh no, it does show me how many people are watching. So I guess I have to choose between knowing how many people are watching me and having the chat actually work, because when I did the bonsai live stream, I did try and like pull up the chat to see if there were more messages, and it just was frozen on the first 3 messages and I couldn't get it to go. And I've seen on the internet that, well, I guess I'm on the internet technically now. Hang on, I'm getting a bit hot with that. I've seen that other people have had issues with the chat not updating, which is annoying. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. Entertainment. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I'll try and do more of that bonsai stuff, because we are getting some warmer weather and the spring growth is just going to get out of control real fast if I don't start getting onto it. And I think my mood's been a little bit better, so maybe I will do it, but, yeah, what's this heart thing? It's also got a heart, and it says 2540, but that's clearly not for this live stream, because we've only just, I'm so confused. I'm trying to look at, what's going on. It's showing my own confused face as the thumbnail now. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Isn't there like a control room that I can get to as well? So I can like see stuff manage? Okay, here we are. Oh, look. And so now this is telling me so now that I've got on the computer, it's saying I've got 5 concurrent viewers. Well, I think that's fluctuating, but at least, okay, now I can see some stuff. What other things can I see? So I could use this concurrently with that, but it kind of seems a bit elbow cough. Oh! So on the StreamElements app, it showed up as like the word elbow cough with like little dots on the side, whereas when I look on the thing, I can see the actual emoji. The second emoji shows up better, but it's like, I guess the Samsung version, whereas the YouTube version's showing on my computer. That's confusing. Yeah, so I've definitely got YouTube's ones versus the Samsung ones on my phone. Elbow cough. Elbow cough. So what do you call that move? Oh shit. My arm hurts. I had to get another vaccine. Maybe if I go that way. That move doesn't, yeah. But why is it, I find it interesting that they call it elbow cough when clearly that's not what it's doing. An elbow cough is just one arm, not the 2 arms. What are we elbow coughing our other arm up there for? I don't understand. That's weird. Hey, yes, my birthday continues. I still haven't shown you all what I got. I've shown Patreon a bit of a preview. The other arm's for social distancing. Excuse me while I die. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's too much. Yeah, okay, well, like, it would be good if the StreamElements app could have, like, the chat on screen like what I do when I've got OBS set up, but I guess this'll have to do. Oh, man. You know, think at this point, it wasn't a COVID vaccine. I already had that and then got COVID anyway, which was a shame. But I think probably when I looked at it, I was double checking like what vaccines I've had. And I think my last COVID vaccine might have been it was like the BA4 and 5, I think. BA4 COVID. Which one's that? Oh, no, it is Omicron. Okay. I just thought maybe I'd had an older version. But no, I did get the Omicron one, so yeah, I guess stress and immune system's not a good combination. But yeah, no. I'm glad I'm not sick. I'm getting over the sickness, but 2 months in a row, that really sucked. Sort of like the end of June and into early July, and then mid-August getting a different sickness, which I don't know. But yeah, am I just like live streaming now? I was just pressing the big red button to see what would happen. Boom! Yeah, no, I've been able to do vocal stuff again, so that's cool. Well, I didn't come with anything prepared to talk about. I was just testing this app. Now I have to continue. Oh, what's the lag setting? Okay, so it set it on like a medium lag. So it's not as bad as when I do Stardew Valley, but it's not as good as what I usually set it up to be. When I'm doing just talking stuff. Well, yeah, it's not as bad as the 24-hour stream commences. Oh, God. I mean, like, it's already 11 p.m, so I'm supposed to, like, get to bed at a sensible time, and I don't think you guys need to see my night routine. I mean, okay, what's the first thing I have to do? The first thing I have to do is brush my teeth. And I always, like, you know, when I feel a bit tired, it's like, really? That feels like so much effort. But yeah, brush my teeth, and then I've got floss, and then I've got, like, those little Pixter things for all the gaps in my teeth. Yeah, especially there. And that's why the vampire fangs were such an annoying skincare routine. I don't have a skincare routine. I just take the pill, and I think that reduced my testosterone levels enough that I don't have as many issues with my skin these days because I'm having less hormonal fluctuations. If you followed my skincare routine, you would not come out in a good way. I think the main things that are good for my skin are avoiding the sun, especially the Aussie sun, because the Aussie sun's quite bad and does screw people's skin up. And then the other thing is, as a female, not really using makeup. Occasionally I do eyeliner and eyeshadow. And that's it. That's all I own as far as makeup goes. Oh no, I do have like some lipstick floating around, but it doesn't really stick. Like, I can't remember where I even got it. But it comes off so quickly, and I'm like, I'm not gonna carry lipstick everywhere I go, because I don't even know, I like, you know, I don't know how to put it on well if I can't look at it, and I'm not gonna carry a mirror around as well. I'd like lipstick that just sticks, but then, I don't know, if it's kind of like when you're a kid and you have face paint, and if it's too hardcore, it just makes your skin, your lips feel gross. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere in my cabinet, but I need to not look at this preview. How can I get the chat without looking at myself? Pop out chat. But then I can't see how many people are watching. Oh, I'll just... Oh no. Alright, I'll just try not to look at myself, or I'll put like, let's just put something in front of my face there somehow. There we go. I've blocked myself out with another window over the top of it. Yeah, no, I do have some black lipstick, I think. I haven't actually looked in my cabinet, so from memory I have that. I might have... Shall we just go and have a look? Seeing as I've got the phone, I can carry you guys around. Let's go to the bathroom, guys. Okay. It's a bit echoey. Is this alright? Where can I put you? Because, if I switch this... Did that cause a lag? Can you still see stuff? Little ant farm thingy. Can I zoom on this? Yes! There she is. Sorry. I don't know if stabilizing works in this app, and... I mean, my hands are steadier than my ex's were when we went shooting, but... they're not perfect, and as I get older, I assume my hands are... Can someone tell me if that switching the camera screwed everything up or not? I'm just going to assume, or not. Okay. No tripod, someone told it. What have we got? Oh... Well, we got makeup remover, that's important. Maybe I should just check since you've all gone quiet. I'll just check on the computer. I'll be back. I'm still here. Okay. Yeah. Ow! What have I done? No. Ah! Oh. Let me have a look. The chat's not updating. Oh! That's okay, so hide chat, show chat? No, the chat stopped updating, which is the whole point of using this app. That's annoying. That's annoying, now I can't, that's the whole freaking... So if it doesn't if this also gets stuck, then there's not really any point using this app. Whoops. What other options do I have in here? I'm just looking through, seeing if there's a way to fix it. Doesn't look like it. Audience view. Alert box enabled, what? No. Stream settings? No. Show chat. And it's not showing any, oh, god damn it. Okay, well, I can't see your chats until I go back to the computer. But while we're here, yes, we have the makeup remover. I did do a really bad makeup video where I showed you the cheapo things that I got, because I can't use I got like some brush thing, but I think it's the wrong type of brush for what I wanted to use. Oh no, I'm just destroying everything. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Where is it? Yeah, like I got that proper brush thingy, but only a little one because, you know, the idea of trying to use like a paintbrush thing on my face, and it's just like, I can barely control a regular paintbrush when I'm painting, whereas this was like the closest I could get. The lady at the makeup shop looked at me strange when I asked for these. She's like, she didn't understand what I was saying. Like, you know, in these cheap makeup kits, the little things that come with it, do you have any of those? And she's like, no. Have a look at our range of makeup brushes, and this is the least intimidating one, so that's why I got it. But it doesn't do, I think it's meant to be for like blending or whatever, and I don't do any of that, so, or smudging. So I went to the cheapo discount chemist and got those, and there's a video of me doing that somewhere. But yeah, no, like, otherwise I've just got like, oh, I've got some random shit. Like, you know, I have I stole one of my mum's old makeup sharpeners, and I have, this is the one the pencil I'm currently working through, and, eyeshadow kit someone gave me, and the black is almost all gone, because what else am I going to use? And it's all sparkly, which I don't need. That's one someone gave me. I've also got, what's in here? Oh, this one's got a built-in sharpener, and I don't know how long I've had that. Ew, it's kind of like, is that mold or? Let's see if we can. Oh, I just broke the whole tip off. I don't know. I suppose like the inside will be fine though, so I'll just sharpen it one day and then use it, but maybe it didn't work so well because I used to just buy cheap makeup because, like, I don't know anything about makeup. Why would I spend money on it? I'm not like that girl in school who was very shallow. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, no, well, so I'll show you this first. I do have a black lipstick. Should I put it on? Except I'll hold on to that and... yeah, I've got it. It's a Manic Panic though, and Manic Panic are obsessed with being vegan, and to me that means less good. But then I think all makeup is kind of like animal free, except that they do, I don't know if this is still the case, but China used to make them do animal testing anyway, because it was like some requirement to get approved there. And I guess their philosophy is that you should test it on animals rather than people, because, like, I can kind of see that logic, but from at least a Western perspective, where, like, no, you shouldn't test things on animals. But, no, I've got, like, heaps. I haven't used any of the other ones, because the other brush is fine. It took, like, the first one years to degrade. That's the whole reason I had to get it, because the first one fell apart. But that one I have hardly had for any time, so I've still got a whole box, and that'll last me probably the rest of my life. But I did go to a real makeup shop and got this one, and I haven't opened it yet, but it's like proper eyeshadow and matte black instead of sparkly glittery stuff. So yeah, when I finally finish scraping out the edges of the sparkly one, I guess I'll start using that one, and we'll see if my makeup game improves from using a better product. But yeah, oh, and also what I've got some really, really old nail polish. Those of you who've been on my channel longer, I used to do that stuff. But these ones are both sparkly ones. This one's a cat, and this one, I don't know, it's got more of a gold look, whereas this one has more of like, I don't know, it's got a bit of a greenish vibe. But the thing is, they're so old that probably if I open them, they're all gluggy. Like I did have an old like regular black without sparkles one, and after a few years, it just turned into goop. And I haven't opened these probably since 2016 or earlier, so they're probably dead as well. But I guess I don't know, I should throw them out, but I kind of like looking at them, and one day I want to see how bad they are. So yeah, anyway, I want to see what the chat is, and since I can't see it on this app, which is a real damn shame, we will go back to the computer and I will catch up on all of you guys telling me to put on the freaking lipstick or whatever, trying to tell me to do a makeup tutorial when I don't actually know shit about makeup. Okay. Well, what's the last message I got here? It was the crossed eyes, dead face in the shower. That's the last one I could see here. Oh my god. Phone. I can't see anything on the freaking screen. Field trip. Crow coffee. Oh, I don't recognize. That went well. There's bugs living in your sandbox. The camera flipping didn't cause problems. Okay, yeah. This could be the new streaming meta. Just abandon the camera in another room and watch chat from elsewhere. Well, if the freaking app doesn't work, what choice do I have, right? That's why I got this whole app, so I guess I'll just delete it. But resume auto chat scroll. Nope, that didn't fix it. There's no way to like refresh it, so I'll just hide the chat there and just look up here. Sorry, so that means I'm not looking at the camera. Spend a little more on crap you put on your face. Put the black lipstick under your eyes. I didn't even actually check if it's... I brought it with me. I should probably just rub a tissue on it in case it's got like weird shit like that eyeliner had, but I don't know, looks alright. I don't even know when's the last time. Did I use it in any of my punk rave videos? It's still got colour in it. It's still... Yeah, okay. Let's just see about that. But like, yeah, okay. I'm trying to look in the camera and on my phone. Oh, I can't hardly do that. See, like it's kind of like not. Hang on, I need a mirror. I need a real mirror. Let's go back to the bathroom, guys. Let's go back. Beautiful as I put black this shit on me. Okay, so I won't be able to see the chat as we do this, but let's go and see if I can work out how to do lipstick, seeing as we've already gotten this crazy. Okay, I'm gonna be using the mirror. I don't know if there's a way, can I angle you more? Wow, that's kind of weird looking. Oh, is that better light? Hang on. Oh, it's brighter. It's just gonna get hot because it's the light with the heating bit. I think that's how you make up. But I think I have a bigger lower lip than my upper lip, and I'm like, should I try and even that out, or am I just gonna make a huge mess? I'm making things terrible. Oh my god. Hey me, maybe if you stop talking while trying to put on lipstick. Yeah, I didn't really even it up very well. I'm making everything worse. Where's my tissue? Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Oh my god. Fucking... Shall we just leave it like that for the rest of the stream? That'll do before I run out. Can I darken them inside somehow? I don't know. That'll freaking do, and we'll see how long it lasts. But yeah, I remember not being impressed with it, like when I went out being all moody. So, yeah, I don't really do the lipstick stuff because it just, and it also feels funny. And these days, like, I don't even go out as much, and I'm less, draw. Looks like you've been engine grease, draw a fake beard. Oh my god. I don't want to make my face too hard to clean. Especially when I'm supposed to be going to bed. Like, I really should be getting ready for bed now. I should be brushing my teeth, not putting crap on my lips. Let me just throw that out before I make a mess of my hands as well. Yeah, no, I don't do the makeup as much. I don't have as much reason to dress up. It looks better when you're in the shadows. Wait, if I turn this on. Hey, now I'm not in the shadows. Semi-shadow, we'll just do that. Seeing as this is such a train wreck. Anyway. Yeah, no, I don't have as much reason, like, I think even when I've gone to gigs, I haven't always done the eyeliner. Like, just in the audience, but yeah, can you see how this lip is so much bigger? And so if I make that bigger, then it goes too far above when I do the whole kind of thing that I think you're supposed to do. I don't know. Yeah, no, even when I've gone to gigs, sometimes I was just too tired, couldn't be bothered to put makeup on. And, like, the whole reason for me wearing makeup, because I'm more of a tomboy, right? The only reason I ever wore, like, you know, started to wear dresses of my own free will is because I got into the goth vibe. And why I got into the goth vibe is because of the sort of darker elements of my personality, which are less relevant at present. Probably because I haven't been poking the bear, and also because I actually think being on the pill has stabilized me a lot, because I'm having less of the hormonal swings, and also I think having, I don't know if I was like naturally a little bit high on testosterone or if I'm just more sensitive to the chemical, but I think having more of the estrogens has probably lowered the relative level of testosterone for me, and I think that stabilized me, because if I forget to take the pill, I've noticed in the past that I'll just suddenly, like, I'll have a day where I'm kind of, like, angry and aggro, and then I'll go to bed and be like, oh shit, I didn't take the pill, and maybe that's why. Supposed to do that with a tissue in between your lips? Really? I really know nothing about makeup. I tried to watch, makeup tutorials a while back, like this is years back, and there's just, I'm sort of blown away by how much people do, because like you have the base layer that goes over your whole face, but then because it flattens out your face you have to go back and put shading on, and I'm like, if you just didn't do that you'd already have the shading, wouldn't you? Like I don't know, maybe it's like a specific thing for a specific effect or a specific type of lipstick. I've got no fucking idea. Yeah. It's just, I think if I like took a sip from a glass, maybe it'd. Saw it in a movie. I feel like I've seen it too, but I don't know what the purpose is. Yeah, no, I think probably having more stable hormones has made me less crazy. And then, yeah, I just haven't been watching as many movies, and I still haven't started. I know I showed you guys this book in the Patreon video, but the second Patreon video, but I still haven't started it, and that's what I should probably be doing instead of screwing around with this app as well. I'm so easily distracted sometimes. Am I procrastinating something? Because that's often why I will do something, like get distracted by random shit because I'm procrastinating something. I guess right now I'm procrastinating going to bed. But now I've added the extra step of having to take off this lipstick if I want to go to bed. I think I had a different black lipstick a long time ago that was a lot darker and didn't look like this. Like, looked better than this. But yeah, you can see I didn't really get great coverage. Like, it's a very, fate kind of black. And I feel like there's no amount of layers I could put it on to make it actually dark. So, yeah. Oh, people are replying to messages that I've sent. Shit. This is why I should be going to bed instead of live streaming. Oh no. Oh no. What size? Oh, just looking at sales with a friend, sorry. And then, 6. That's tiny. Sorry while I make fun of my... I like her height. I have big feet. Well, long and narrow, so that's annoying. It makes it hard to find shoes. Anyway, I'm sorry. A blackberry, like a blackberry, kind of blackberry reddish, like a black cherry. I think that's just because of my lips showing through. Is that a very flattering? Hang on, let's get some more light. I need to get some more light. See, because there's all the pink, right? So you're seeing my actual lip color coming through behind the black, and it's just like, it's not dark enough for my soul, guys. Which was, so the main interest in wearing eyeliner and eyeshadow was a symbolic thing, because it's sort of like, I have a dark outlook, guys, and also the eyes are the windows to the soul, and if we're talking about some darker part of my soul, then we've got to frame the windows and shit like that. Now, probably I just wear the dark makeup because it fits the look. That might be poisonous. I wonder if the chat's working yet. No, that's really disappointing that the app stalled. Just like, hey, what happens if I turn it? Did that just destroy everything? Oh no, the thing that I've got. Oh my god. It actually did the like vertical look. Wow. I didn't know it would do that. Is there a difference between top chat and live chat? Top chat is like, I think, so I don't know if there's a difference for me. I know that spam doesn't appear if I do the top chat thing. I think live chat shows everything, whereas top chat is YouTube trying to show just like the top messages. But yeah, this app doesn't show that. It just has show chat or hide chat. Show activity feed, because it's a StreamElements thing. Hide activity feed. So, like, presumably if someone did a super chat or something, it might show in that. And it's supposed to have an alert box, but it doesn't give me an option to set it up. Like, you know, I've got my overlays when I'm using OBS, and I'm going to guess that they just have some kind of generic overlay on this app. It feels very limited, and so yeah, I don't think I'll use it after this random live stream, because I I don't know, I think it's probably just easier to use the YouTube app. One thing about the YouTube app though is when you set up a live stream, it gets you to take a photo for the thumbnail, but it's like super zoomed in, so it's really hard to get a good thumbnail. And I don't understand why they do that. Like, what's the point? Oh my god, I've got so many knickknacks. I think I genuinely need to clean up some of my knickknacks and maybe get rid of some stuff, especially if it looks like I'm not connecting with the things that I used to connect with. Like, especially when I was really badly depressed, I decided not to throw out any of my knickknacks because, you know, maybe I'm just not interested because I'm depressed. But now, I mean, you know, I'm still not mentally healthy, but, she says in shitty black lipstick. But, you know, I think I'm more certain that I just don't have a connection to a lot of the stuff that I've still got. I just don't know what to do with it. Like, then I was thinking maybe I could turn them into, like, bonsai stuff, but if stuff's plastic, it's not gonna last that long and it'll fade and kind of get broken. So, I don't know, maybe I just pack it up into a box and donate stuff, or maybe I just throw out stuff. There's some stuff that probably deserves to be thrown out. Maybe, I mean, it's probably not worth selling stuff. I used to do some of the eBay thing, but I think eBay these days is more like, you know, people have actual shops and they don't really want randoms just selling their own junk anymore. I got that vibe, and I think people tend to sell their random stuff on, like, the Facebook marketplace now. But then, you know, I definitely don't want to organize a whole bunch of postage. That was the other thing that put me off eBay, is like constantly having to do that. It got a bit too much. And I used to just sell, you know, crap anyway. But if it's like pick up stuff, then you actually have to meet people, and I don't like doing that either. So maybe I should just throw it out or donate stuff, or... Yeah, I don't know. I just gotta clean up stuff because I need more space for things that I will show you later. Not today, because this wasn't planned. But I need more space for more stuff, and a lot of my knickknacks are just taking up all these shelves. Maybe I could, like, do shelf videos as I take them apart, but then you'll never see them in their non-dusty glory because everything is dusty, and I figure if it's all that badly dusty, I probably don't care enough about it. But actually, I'm waiting for a couple more things to happen because I'm probably going to move stuff into the other room. Some of the stuff that I do still have some kind of connection to, but there's a lot that I don't. For example, Pokemon. I'm not interested in my Pokemon stuff anymore, really. Like, there are a couple of things that maybe I still have a bit of feeling for, but as Pokemon has gotten worse and worse and gotten further away from what I liked about it, I'm just like, it's hard to even give a shit about the older stuff from the franchise. So I might get rid of some of my Pokemon stuff. I've got these little figurines and things. Really sad that it would be the Lugia one. It's got all this, like, stuff on it, and I don't know what it is, and it looks pretty gross. Other stuff to get rid of. Oh my god, I've just got so many knickknacks. Do you want, like, a mini shelf tour while we're here? Oh. Oh dear. Oh, my friend found shoes in her size. Where's the do it meme? Do it. Do it. Palpatine? Seriously, the GIF search in, Facebook is pretty shite. Because I don't want the one that's spelt wrong, because that just... There we go. So I'm just enabling my friend's shopping habit. Dust is just time for... I should probably also check this other message though, because it's related to music stuff. It's kind of important. Okay. Because I really hated the verses that I was writing. It just sounds awkward, but then I'm not good at slower songs, so okay. Interesting. Let's work on it. I'll just put it in. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I am unfocused. So you want to see my dusty shelves? Well, in the meantime, while I'm walking around trying to turn on lights, oh, me poor doggo. Hey, babe. I know, I turned on the lights. I'm so horrible. Oh. Look at you. You're so cute. Yes. Oh. He's like, why would you do that? I was having a good sleep. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god, now I have to, like, console him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, babe. Yeah, you're a good boy. I'm sorry. Is that alright if I just have the light on for a little bit? Is that alright? Is that alright, sweetie? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're so cute. Oh my god, I would kiss you, but I've got this shitty black lipstick on. I know. I wonder if he can tell, and if he's like, Mother, why would you do that? Yeah. I'm sorry. You can stay there. Yes, so I just don't want to show you things that'll spoil things for later, but I mean, you've kind of already seen the dragon shelf before, and yeah, it's gotten super dusty again. Like, I cleaned it up and oh, gross, and then there's more. And then, yeah, more stuff and things, little fluffy things that I've made, volcano book, and then, oh no, we've upset him. Hope you're alright, babe. And then, this shelf is not as bad. You know, we've just got, like, the entire Animorphs series in there. A lot of split personality type stuff, and, does anyone want that? Because I don't want it. In part because, made it with, like, you know, one of the guys I dated put a lot of contributions in there, and I kind of am like, am I going to ruin my water bottle if I drink this? Did I leave lipstick marks on it? I hope not. Okay, but, oh, sorry, while he's gone out, I might as well show you also, a lot of stuff in here, and it's just like, and I had to push all those plushies back so that my dog couldn't get them and destroy them, and it's a huge mess, and it's super dusty and gross. And where is the lion? Wasn't there a lion in there? I'm a little bit concerned that something might have gone missing anyway. Well, there's definitely a sheep. Oh, and there's a guinea pig. Maybe there wasn't a lion. And just like stuff like this is like a mood calendar kind of thing, and I just left it on rocking because who can be bothered to update their mood? And there's so much stuff that I just don't experience ever, and there's lots of crap. And yeah, so that's that. And then, oh bloody hell, okay. Pokemon shelf, you can see Lugia is not looking too good, and everything is really disgusting. More stuff there. My old camera gear, and I still haven't fixed the lens on my DSLR. I got a part to do it. because repairing it costs the same as just getting a new one, and so I thought I'll just buy this cheap part from China, and I never got around to it. Egypt, getting dusty again since the last time I cleaned it and showed you guys that, which is a shame. This is the Egypt stuff is the main stuff that I would want to keep. Then we've got like fossil stuff and other random stuff, and like this one is particularly interesting, and it's covered in dust too. You can't even read the text on the information card, so that's really bad. One time my parents got me a Zen garden because they just don't understand me, and like it's covered in dust. Like it's sand covered in dust, and I just don't give a shit about it. But hey, there you go. Here's a bunch of pottery I made over like, you know, a few different classes, and I did like for a while, so you can see I've wrapped one up. For a while I was like wrapping up the ones I liked the least and just leaving them in random parks. I don't know whatever happened to them, whether they still exist or whether they died, but yeah. So I want to clean up these shelves, I think. And maybe the other cubes as well, because I have more stuff. This is my like goth wardrobe, and it is yeah, crowded. And just realizing you've got a little bit of a preview of a thing in there. And I can also show you if we go into the other room. Just gotta be a little bit quiet. Wonder if my dog will come and, hey guys. And just sort of sneaking around the house. There's a lot of stuff. Ba-dum. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in here, but them here. And then lots of art supplies mostly. All my wool and stuff. This is the drawer my cousin was using while she was here. So I have a whole drawer that I can put stuff in. I mean, I suppose I could hang more stuff up here, but then it wouldn't look as good, would it? And then I've got in here. I just put away this winter blanket, but it's going to be really cold for the next few days. So that was probably a mistake. This is one of my punk rave, you know, the woolen hoodie things, because I think I got a bit worried hanging them on, you know, coat hangers, that they were stretching over time, because they're quite heavy, especially this one's quite heavy, and I just worried about the stretch in this direction, making it long. But I don't know, because like wearing it started to feel a bit weird, like I haven't worn it really anywhere. I think I've taken it to the movies to kind of use as a blanket. But yeah, I was worried about that one stretching, so it's all folded now, but probably the stretching's already been done. It's nothing I can undo. These are like black work pants, I guess, or I don't know, interview pants, so stuff going on in there. Let me check what's down here. More art supplies. Oh dear, too much stuff. I do have some shelves in here, but the roof leaks. So I don't want to put too much stuff in the shelves. Like for example, these are, you know, the little things that I made in the studio. Patreon members from last year remember that. And like the reason everything is away from the walls is because when it leaks, it comes down the sides. So yeah, everything's in the middle, and it's only when we get like really, really, really heavy rain, but that happens enough that I notice. Anyway, this is sort of the studio as it looks now. Waiting for the bed to go and some other things in that little section I just showed you, and then I can properly set things up, because I do have that. Do you remember I got a bunch of Egypt stuff? It's all still in this box, and I realized I should wait before I set that up, because when things move around, when they take the bed out, sorry, like going into the darkness again. When they take the bed out, I might have to move a few things, or things might get bumped around, and so I don't want to set up all that only to have everything knocked over. Okay, now I can have a look at the chat. Where were we up to? Oh, no, I can't see my screen. I'm just gonna check that. Oh, what am I doing? I'm destroying the focus somehow. Yeah, the chat thing's still not working. What a shame. Lipstick on my teeth? Yeah, I do. So that's another shit thing, is it just transfers onto everything. So it probably is on my water bottle now. Although my water bottle, the thing's like all stained because I didn't clean it properly, and then now it's just stained forever. And so people watch me drinking from my water bottle and they're like, what are you drinking? And it's just a stain, okay? I could get a replacement, but why bother when it's just gonna get stained again? The book you destroyed. What's the light bulb? Oh, the light when I was walking down the hall, is that the one? It's the fire alarm. It sort of lights up as you walk under it. You should start your own museum. Or I could throw out a bunch of stuff that I don't need anymore. Especially Pokemon. Like, you know, there's stuff that I've made myself. And then the dragons. I think I still feel a bit more for the dragons. But Pokemon, only the specific Pokemon I like now instead of more generally. God, the party dance. Should get a pipe cleaner for your straw, yeah. What do I usually do to clean the straw? I think I usually, like, get a toothpick and a tissue and sort of use the toothpick to shove it through. Because you can take the straw apart into different sections. And so the main part of the straw is fine, but it's the end bit, the rubbery bit, that gets all the stuff stuck to it. Oh, light bulb looking thing on the fossil shelf. Yeah, I use hot water. I think I boiled it last time. Light bulb thing on the fossil shelf. Light bulb thing. Light bulb thing? There's a chicken. The thing in there is also pretty cool. I need to, like, clean up some of that and get rid of some of the stuff that people have given me that wasn't really my vibe. A lot of people just, I don't know, if you don't know what to buy me, just give me money. Although I have got, like, a wish list on Berserk now, so but there's also some stuff that's not for me, and so I won't share it until I've decided what to do about that. But I could share my wish list with people and then they would know what to buy me. The one to the bottom right. The thing next... Oh, sorry. This is the trouble with not being able to see the chat, is I don't know what's going on, so I'm just going to go back and forth. Frog. Frog? What are you talking about, guys? I don't understand. I just get my... Oh god, the merch. Lower shelf. I'm not sure that... Light bulb. Oh, there is a light bulb. It is a light bulb! Fuck knows. It's probably something that past me thought was worth keeping. Maybe as an art thing. It's too dusty, hey? It's not a mushroom, it's just covered in dust. Yeah, probably past me thought it was worth keeping. That might be the one where the end came off the light bulb. So you know how it's like, there's the bulb and it's got the little, it's got a bit of glass at the bottom and then it's got like the metal bit. And I think maybe the metal bit came detached from the glass when it popped or something. And I thought, oh, that's cool, I'm gonna keep that for art. And just forgot about it. I really need to get rid of a lot of stuff. I need to do the whole, does this spark joy? Not necessarily joy, though. Because joy isn't my thing. The trouble is, Okay, so I can finally get rid of stuff, not worrying about whether I've just lost interest because of depression. I think that question is fine. I think the trouble is, like, if the part of me that likes a thing, I need that to be a bit more in my head before I make decisions, otherwise. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm answering messages again. Oh my god. Just squished it, go squishy. Oh, he's on sale. The squishy thing is on sale. Wait. Did you get the squishy thing? Oh, that's different to the one that I was looking at. I was looking at like this squishy dragon plushie, but this is a bat one. Oh my god. I don't need more soft toys though, because I got nowhere to put them and Hope would just eat them all. But let's have a look at that brand. I'm sorry, I can't show you. Maybe if I was on OBS, I could show you the shit that... Oh, wow. There are some really interesting plushies that you can buy these days. And if I were still in that mode of buying that kind of stuff, yeah, no, the dragon ones I like. Well, kind of liked. They're just very chunky. Oh, that one's kind of cool too. Shit, I better not look at these things or I'll spend more money. I've spent enough money as it is. It's too small! Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my god. If you die unexpectedly, people have a lot of questions when they dig through this. You have no idea. Oh wait, no, you probably have some idea. The rest of them have no idea. I do have a lot of stuff. Also, if I die, can one of you please find your way onto my backup hard drive, because that one is not password protected. Unlike my computer, none of you will be able to break into my computer, but if you can find my hard drive, you can like grab my old writing stuff and publish it, because I won't be capable of being embarrassed then. And then there's some stuff in there that's actually quite important and fundamental to like some of my internal world, and I will gift that to you when I'm dead. So yeah, when I die, someone find a way to get access to that, and don't let my parents throw it out. Just publish it all on the internet. I don't give a shit. If I die unexpectedly, people will get a lot of answers. I don't think people will get answers when I die. I think they will just have more questions, because there's a lot that I haven't shared publicly. Will or last testament? Well, like, you know, it's here verbally. About 58 minutes into this live stream, so just like remember that and sort of use this as a reference, because I don't have enough stuff in my life for a will to really be relevant. I should like get rid of this lipstick. How much lipstick do I still have left? Has it changed? Has it rubbed all off onto my teeth? That's rubbed on quite well. I'm supposed to brush my teeth, not make them worse. Oh god, I just saw my face on the... I've got a slight delay on the computer, and that was horrid. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. Oh my god, she has one already. Oh my... Oh, goodness me. If you die, we get all your stuff. You can have the stuff that I wrote in... It would have been after high school when my RPG broke down. Traumatized by your own reflection. Totally not a vampire. Oh, man. Yeah, I should watch more fiction stuff and try and get back more into at least some level of crazy, so that I'm a bit concerned, like, you know, with the pill stabilizing my mood. I don't know, like, it's kind of a weird feeling, because one of the things with taking antidepressants, apart from the side effects, was just sort of this feeling of like, you know, it's not really me if it's not my natural brain chemicals. But, you know, hormones are also kind of a brain chemical in their own way. I know it affects a whole lot more, but it does affect your mind too. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of wonder, have I lost something by not having that much testosterone in my system? Or like relative levels of testosterone. But that said, I've been on the pill and I've been taking it back to back without a break for at least a few years now, especially as my mental health's worsened, because, you know, I don't have muscles, unfortunately. And I don't think any amount of testosterone would fix my body type anyway. Yeah, no, even though I've been on the pill back to back, I've still had moments of craziness without forgetting to take the pill. So there's still that going on. It could be other factors. I did notice, like, when I got really badly depressed, you know, the depression kind of just took over as my default state of mind, and so the sort of crazy stuff, like, this is the really bad depression that went on for ages, because I've had episodes of depression when I was younger that didn't affect the crazier parts of my brain, but yeah, I think since that big depression also, I think, changed things about me, and I think also maybe even just taking antidepressants for a short period of time, I think, changed me a bit, and then now, yeah, I've been through some pretty rough mental health problems, like exacerbations in the past 18 months or so, which is just now things are starting to get better and I'm starting to feel a bit more relaxed. So we'll see if some of the crazy shit comes back as I relax. That could be interesting. Testosterone boosters before it was an interesting experience. Yeah, well, see, male levels of testosterone are quite a lot more than what I'm experiencing, and I just forgot to take the pill, and that was enough to give me a noticeable difference. So, yeah. Actually, there's something else to check about. Just trying to check another thing about this live stream while I have the app going, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use this app going forward because it just doesn't have the features, and there's a lot of stuff that's not working on it, which is a damn shame because it had potential. And oh my god, sometimes the YouTube Studio is just really slow. Okay, so if I go into this, just checking some settings, whether or not they put automatic settings that I usually put. Oh, I can't even see them. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Well, like, it's already kind of midnight, so either you guys watch me get ready for bed, or I should leave. I mean, one thing about this is so far I haven't noticed any dropouts, like, I think, well, I don't know, I probably haven't been streaming long enough for it to drop out. Battery use seems fine, I guess. I haven't really been paying attention. The thing is, if I do get ready for bed, that means I have to walk away from the computer again, and I won't be able to turn into a pumpkin. I've live streamed past midnight before, I'm sure. When I was playing Stardew or some other game. Maybe Super Meat Boy. That was a stressful game. Goodness. I don't know. I don't have as much desire to game at the moment. I guess because I'm doing more music. So, bippity boppity boo. Yeah. Yeah. Classic Disney before it got super weird and boring. I'm really pissed off that they're not going to release Moon Knight on DVD because I need that on my shelf. You can see all the split personality stuff on my shelf and it doesn't have that. And I want it. I want it for irrational reasons. So that, like, you know, I'm still, even though I talk about how, yeah, guys, I'm totally not crazy, I'm totally not influenced by all the dark shit right now, then I'm still like, no, but I want my split personality stuff. So I guess, I don't know, like, I did, before I got really badly depressed, I was trying to bring all the pieces of my mind together a bit closer, because, like, I think that's what you're supposed to do. But it didn't work out. But I wonder if maybe I was a bit more successful, and you'll still be rambling in another 2 hours. Oh, I gotta brush my teeth, guys. I gotta get rid of this lipstick. You're making fun of me. You can watch me do stuff. Awkwardly. Because the angles aren't very good. Okay, how do I clean this shit off my face? What are these? Eye makeup remover pads, that's not what I want. I wonder if one of these would be better than cleansing. I don't even know where I got it. It's probably got nothing left on it. Rather than using the other one, I just get a sense that maybe it's not what I want. It's a real shame that I can't see the chat. So I can... Let's see how we go cleaning this up. It's doing the job. Yeah. And it doesn't feel too bad. I think these are the wipes that maybe we used at Hello Scream, which I'm not doing this year. I mean, they haven't advertised for acting auditions, but even if they do, I'm not going to do it this year. I have reasons I can't tell you about, but, yeah. There's a definite sense, though, like, publicly you can see it's changed, and I just get, you know, there are certain other things I can't tell you, but even just from what they've changed publicly, I don't get the best vibes. I think it's not going to be how it used to be. Yeah, so this is the thing I don't like. So you can see it's sort of stuck a little bit in this awkward place, and I don't know how to get rid of that. Wait, how does this hurt? Oh, it hurt. It doesn't taste good. Yeah, I've got towels in all kinds of places. I'm gonna have to just keep going between here and checking the chat. Oh shit. Too many of you are chatting. Fucking have to just keep walking around because there's too many chats for me to remember what you're chatting. The ceiling in... Hang on. Let's be honest. Okay, my toothpaste, mint flavored. The ceiling in my bathroom is high. Okay, so I live in a really old style house, and so all the ceilings are high, except in... yeah, I think just in upstairs parts of the house, because it didn't used to have an upstairs. Oh, why are you talking in feet like a crazy person? Was that 20 meters? Yeah, I'm not paying attention to the height of the ceilings, but yeah, no, this is a house with high ceilings, because that's how things used to be, I guess. I think that's the reason. Yeah. Okay, well, so in terms of toothpaste, I'm running low on this stuff, but I have another box, and like trying to buy toothpaste, I ended up doing my own shopping for a change. Usually I just put it on the shopping list, but I bought that while my parents were away. And how many kinds of toothpaste are there? And like, I can't get any information about why I would choose one toothpaste over another, except for the ones that are for like sensitive teeth, whitening, or the shit that has charcoal in it. Everything else looks kind of identical, and I'm just like, it's like even within Colgate, they have heaps of different kinds of the same, to me, looks like the same toothpaste, but just with different colors. Like this one has a bit of green on it, and that one looks like it's going to be more silver. And then they don't show you on the box whether it's going to be this kind of a lid or the old style of lid. And I like the old style of lid because these ones get kind of messy, and it's just like, come on, do you have to? Anyway, so brushing my teeth, but because I kind of get close to the mirror, I think because, like, you know, my eyesight's bad. I am wearing glasses, but it's kind of a habit for me to just get close to the mirror. So I might get a little bit too far away from you guys to see much of it, but, you know, whatever, we'll deal with it, because I can't angle this very well without it. Yeah, I would have to set up more of a thing to get that to work. So, excuse me while I brush my teeth, guys. You weirdos. Says me, live streaming my toothbrushing. Oh. It occurs to me that now you guys get to see my weird habits, because I know there's some things I do differently, I think, to how other people brush their teeth. For example, I don't let all the bubbly shit just like drip off my mouth. That happens sometimes, but I try and avoid it. I think that's probably the main thing I do that I haven't seen other people do. Like they leave their mouths open and just stuff drips everywhere, and it's kind of gross. Also, I think because I'm live streaming, I think I'm a bit more on top of it, but sometimes I'll just brush my teeth and be like completely mindless and forget how long I've been brushing for. But you don't want to over brush your teeth, so. Anyway, is it time for our Dexter moment? I'm going to try not to get flecks all over my phone, but sometimes they go on the, you know, mirror. But I clean my mirror every Sunday, so, I like the stuff that's like flat, even if it's thin and flat. I don't like the round stuff, so there's a thing from me. Destroyer floss. It's flat, not round. You know, like in that Dexter opening, and it's like winding so much, and it's like, how much floss do you need, mate? I didn't used to floss when I was younger either, and my parents didn't teach me, so this might be one of those things that I learned from the last guy I dated. So there you go. Sometimes dating is good for something. It's funny it was the last guy. And that gap is, I think, why it's hard for me to use vampire teeth molds, because it just all sticks around the tooth and then I can't pull it off, which is really annoying. I have to use Plastomake instead, and that took forever to get to look good. Alright. Once I finish up in here, I'll check the chat, but then I've got other things I've got to do as I get ready for bed. I've got these things for all the big gaps. You can also bend this tip, but I just leave it straight. And you sort of just like get it in there. I skipped that gap because it's too small. And also the ones up the back are too hard to get to. And these little brushes last for about a month. You can use them for longer, but the bristles start to thin out and it doesn't work as well. Oh. That's the brushing done. I didn't take the antihistamine. Okay, I already did the nose stuff. Could use the better one, but it was raining today, so there's probably not too much crap in the air. I have to do the whole popping my ears thing. Because I got hay fever in my ears one time, so. Oh, and then it just feels not good. Okay, is that everything I have to do in here? Ah! Yeah, I brush my teeth only at night. And I think, like, normal people brush twice a day, or people who are, like, good at dental hygiene, but my dentist is always like, no, your teeth are really good, keep doing what you're doing. So, where are we at? Midnight Pumpkin, where are we at to? We were talking about the ceiling, people talking feet, because I'm not American, I'm Aussie. Aussie, 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 mate. Fair dinkum. We don't put shrimp on the barbecue, we call them prawns. Shrimp is a propaganda for you people overseas. Oh, I know what I fucking forgot, but it would be hard to talk. But if I don't put them in now, the mintiness it's not gonna feel right, so. You guys are distracting me. I'm gonna put in these things. It's gonna make it harder to talk, but whatever. Gotta make those years of braces and expanders worth it, don't I? Not let my teeth get all out of shape again. Alright. I think now that's good. My dog's probably waiting for me to come out, so let me just have a look. What else you guys saying? American. My arm hurts. That's the thing, only the ones with medical ingredients are different, the rest are just marketing. Exactly! This is very parasocial. Seems Americans only use the metric system when buying drugs. Hopefully in some more scientific collaboration type things, because the rest of the world's metric. New merch! Whenever I hear Dexter moment, I think about him making breakfast. Well, we're going to bed, so we're the anti-Dexter. Instead of killing people who deserve it, we kill indiscriminately. Now you have to shave your face and make a breakfast. First thing I'm doing when I win the lottery is getting titanium implants. Titanium teeth. Oh my god. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Last name is spelled American. Oh. Look, okay, dog is here. Hoppy, you're a good boy. Do you need to go out? Yes. And I'm just going to change my boots, actually, because I can't do this in the tall boots. So, give me a moment. Sorry, Hoppy, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me open this door. Let's open that. Let's come here. Yeah, do you want me to turn the light on? You're a good boy. Yes, you are. I know you're such a good boy. Here you go. Alright. I'll just put you guys down here, huh? Good boy, go pee. What you doing? Opie, what are you doing? Opie. Come on, babe. You already peed, babe. Well done. Maybe not. Oh, goodness me, it's fucking freezing out there. I need to go in the other room to do the rest of my... I need carpet, damn it. Oh my god. What you doing, dog? Up, up. on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, into the middle room, babe. Gotta do some more stretches. Come on. Into the middle room, babe. He knows the drill. Alright, where can I put you now? Here. That'll do. He's waiting for food. Come on, guys, do your exercises. Follow along. Good boy, Herbie. Yeah, you're a good boy. Still kind of see me, right? This one's going to be hard. I don't know how to explain this one to you. What you doing, Hoopy? Oh, he found something to eat. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. He's so proud of himself. Oh. Probably do more tonight. All right, now I'm feeling it. Oh. How's that look, actually? It's probably a good chance to check my technique. Now I gotta deal with Hope. Good boy, Hoopy. Yeah. You ready for a treat? Yes. Good boy. No, you're such a good boy. You're so patient, aren't you? Yes. I don't know if this is going to be a good way to set up the camera for this. But, ready? Good boy. Let's go. All right. Oops. A bit louder than I meant it to be. Alrighty. You won't be able to see anything. Hang on, just wait, let me turn this on back. Alright. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. And jump. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Yeah, well done. Oh. Good boy. Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Are you trying to escape early? Are you? Are you? Yeah, come here, come here. Oh my gosh, ready, ready. There you go. Good night, Hoopio. Well done. Alright, now all that's left is for me to get dressed, which I'm not going to show you guys that. I will get booted off YouTube. Alright, where were we up to? Yeah, no, implants. I think like natural teeth have something to do with the way that you perceive taste, and if you just rip them out and get them replaced, you could be compromising that. And also any kind of surgery that isn't 100% necessary. Oh my god, I can see Hope. He's such a good boy. Just watching the replay at about, okay, 1 hour 30 minutes, and then I can watch him again. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's such a good boy. He's so clever. Yeah, and any surgery comes with risks that are just not worth it, in my opinion. Anyway, yes. Oh my goodness, he's such a good boy. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why my last name is spelt J-R-A-Y. But hey, spelling wasn't standardized back in the old days, and Shakespeare used to make up words, so maybe it's a relic of that, because I do have that sort of white European ancestry. I don't really know how far back it goes, but maybe that's a thing. It's definitely not a Japanese thing. Hope science can figure out how to grow teeth. Just yank them all out, reseed the gums and wait for them to grow back in. What, like sharks? Did I hear a pop and or crack? Doing what? The Truth merch. He's on the hunt for shadows. I'm too old to be that flexible. Yeah, look, so my exercises... my exercises, while I was stretching... Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... But it could be an artifact of the filming, I don't know. Especially because I couldn't see the chat while doing any of that. See, because I was wearing lipstick now, I feel like I do kind of want to get dressed though, because like my body is saying that's the next part of the routine. My exercise routine is, my night stretch routine is taken from, you know, various things that I've done through my life. Mainly dance and taekwondo, because a lot of it comes from routines I developed at school, but also some of the stuff towards the end was more Pilates, because I think last year my back got a bit, these are not my PJs, no, I think my, like I had an issue with my back, and so I had to do a bit of Pilates and, you know, see the physio and stuff, and then they kept making me do Pilates, which I don't think was necessary, but she ended up, it's hard to talk these in, my physio ended up moving on to some other project, and so I just never went back because I don't think I needed to, and you know, obviously they want ongoing clients because money. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of stretches for a long time. I did ballet when I was a kid too, also being female, but I have lost flexibility because of all the times that I have not done things, and I've been doing I think I've been doing stretches for like about the night stretches consistently for about 5 years maybe ish, possibly longer, but definitely the past 5 years, I reckon. If I had done that since I was a kid, I would have kept a lot more flexibility, alas. But yeah, you know, you've got to do some stretches to stay flexible, and there are certain stretches that you should do that will prevent, well, in theory, will prevent certain injuries when you're older. I'm gonna guess that most of my audience don't play sports like rugby, and so you're not going to destroy your body that way like the boys in my family have done. But yeah, you should be doing stretches for your health. Look, I'm looking after you guys. But yeah, no, I have lost a lot of flexibility, especially like getting depressed, and yeah, before 5 years ago or whatever, not being consistent about it. And probably when I, like, you know, in that space, when I was doing band stuff, I think I was doing okay, but then when I got depressed, before I started doing the stretches regularly, like that really long period of depression, I probably spent way too much time in bed, and that made things a lot worse. But yeah, it's that sort of thing where use it or lose it. But you can get some stuff back. There are certain things I've realized I can't get back. Like I tried a while back when I was doing some of the stretches early on, I did try and push the splits more and see if I could get that going, but my leg muscles are like, no, you are too old for that now. So there's only a certain, I don't want to be healthy. You have to be healthy to get old. I don't want to be old. And yet I do these things. Oh, God. Yeah, anyway, so that's my general routine. So I did have, there is a video on my channel somewhere that's like my night stretch. Yeah, night stretches. Oh, so maybe I've been doing this longer than 5 years. My sense of time is so off. But if it'll fucking load, I can get you a link and you can see what my stretches used to be like. And of course, it's not fucking loading. YouTube, come on. Alright, let me pop that in the chat. So you can see how some of the exercises have evolved. I really need to get dressed. How can I change without making this live stream inappropriate? I know. Excuse me, guys. Just getting dressed, but feel free to chat amongst yourselves. And then I can go to bed. So, like, I've managed to do live streaming and still get ready for bed. And it's only 12:30 a.m. So that's actually, I'm ahead of schedule. A lot of times I plan to go to bed earlier. And don't mind me, that's my shirt coming off. And I need some deodorant because I don't shower enough. Alright. Where are we? Shirt's going back on, guys. It's safe to look. Alright. There you go, we're all Yu-Gi-Oh'd up. Because I still wear 14-year-old boy pajamas that I've had for a very long time. I don't remember when I got these, but it would have been back when I used to get Mum to take me to Big W because that's the only place that had stuff I liked because I didn't know Newtown existed, and of course now Newtown's boring. Cool ceiling. Yeah, see, it's old-fashioned. And that is a thing my parents got me, I think during that really long depression, because they thought it would cheer me up, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then they put it up there, and I'm like, okay. They really, hey, this'll cure your depression, stupid bug thing. I see a light of my dying. But yeah, no, a lot of times I plan to go to bed before midnight, and I'm still awake after 1 a.m. And now at least I'm already in my pajamas. So as soon as my brain, I didn't take my Dimetap though, so maybe that's why I'm taking a while to slow down, but also live streaming is probably taking, maybe I should just like actually start reading this book. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I mean, well, it's got 6 legs and 2 arms, so what the fuck is it meant to be? Much! It's the thought that counts. Yeah, but sometimes people's thoughts just kind of make stuff worse. But no, things are a bit better with my parents at the moment because, oh, I need to cover myself again there. Since they've been back, we've adjusted Mikey's routine, so he's now usually having dinner with us, or yeah, mostly he's having dinner with us. We've rearranged the table so that, you know, everyone can see the TV without him in the way. Because, of course, they have to have the TV on, watching the news, despite having watched too much news before that. But, no, he's been having dinner with us, and I think him eating later means he poops later in the morning, which means he doesn't yell at 5:30 in the morning, because can you imagine, like, you know, being an adult with a nappy, and it's uncomfortable, I imagine, and that's probably why he makes such a racket. So yeah, things have been better since we've made that change to the routine. He's still staying up. We're keeping him up past 8 o'clock. They've done a better job at keeping him up past 8:30 some days, and so he hasn't been interrupting my sleep as much, and that's helped. Even if I go to bed late, like, can you imagine if I went to bed at 2 and then I'm being woken up at 5:30, whereas now if I go to bed at 2 and I'm woken up at 7:30, that's actually sleep you can survive on, just and then I get like, you know, extra sleep afterwards when things get quieter and I drift back off to sleep. So I've done better on the sleep front because of that, and also not feeling as much stress, because they still mostly seem all right since the holiday. Yeah, and Mum actually like commented that I seem to be happier and more relaxed. An ant with arms. But like, you know, if it has 8 limbs, it should become some kind of spider, but that's clearly not a spider. It's some kind of mutant alien bug. Yeah, so this has been a really random impromptu live stream. Oh look, I did find this. So StreamElements Live, general overview and FAQ. Configure the app to accommodate your needs. Like, I don't know what that means. Okay. Main menu. Oh, they call the 3-line menu the hamburger menu. Like, the first time I saw that, that's gonna make me hungry, and I've already brushed my teeth. Stream settings. Video options and live streaming options. Resolution, bitrate. I didn't care about that. Auto mute. Mute stream audio when receiving a phone call. Oh god. No one's going to call me this late though. I think I've got do not disturb on. I'm noticing I think this app is using more power because I think my battery, it's not too bad, but it's lower than it usually would be. And yeah, I've got do not disturb on. Keep screen on. Forces the phone screen to remain active and never lock automatically. I don't want to join Discord. Back in Discord. Open source licenses. Okay, I don't care about that. Sign up. Stream bar overlay. Yeah, I can move that around. Live indicator. Okay. Connection bars. Yep, we've got that. Upload rate. We've got that. Viewer count is not working. Follower count. That is not how many people are following my stream. That's stupid. What a stupid feature they've put in this app. So yeah, if the chat, let me have a look. The chat's probably still not working. Yeah, no, it's still stuck at that same spot. So this is not going to be any good. And I guess if I do bonsai again, maybe what I should do is like get the bonsai stuff happening, and then instead of ending the stream outside, I could come back, turn on my computer, and then see what chat is happening. The only other way I can think of to manage it is if I get my old phone, which is what I've done for streaming Stardew Valley, is I've had Stardew on the... Okay, so yeah, when I live stream Stardew and other games, obviously the game's on my PC, then I have my new phone with the live chat as a pop-up window, and then I have my old phone as the stream alerts activity feed or whatever it is. So I could probably set that one up with the live chat, but then I have to have 2 phones hanging around, and with gloves I still wouldn't be able to. I don't know. It's annoying that I have to make these kinds of things just to get chat to work. And I don't think this has any information about why the chat isn't working. So, audience view section, alert box preview. Oh, audience view. No, it didn't give me a preview. Okay, maybe I have a different version, or maybe they haven't updated this, or... Let me just... Sorry, I'm going to turn the phone again. Nope. It just either enables or disables it. Streamer view section. Chat and events, yeah. Camera section. Oh, shit, this thing's... Can't see me screen again. Camera section, yep. None of that is any... And they say, like, to check back regularly for changes, but I don't think they've actually made any changes for a while. VR goggles to see chat. Oh, goodness. Well, like, you remember when Google Glass was a thing? I knew a guy who had access to it or got to try them or something. But then everyone got upset about privacy. But then it turns out people are wanting to do that shit again anyway. And I think Snapchat has something similar. No, I haven't kept up with all that. But, you know, I could just wear glasses and have the Google Glass thing going on, right? But no. And also, I don't know how it would work for someone like me with bad eyesight. Anyway, so that's a thing. But so with the frequently asked questions, how do I edit my app's overlay? A new overlay called mobile is created in my StreamElements account. Okay. And then I can edit it however I want. That'd be interesting, but we haven't really needed the overlay for this. Overlays. Purple Wave Mobile Alert. Huh. Okay, I wonder if we can test it this way. Let's have a look. And then maybe I can put chat. Can I put alert box emulate? We'll do a subscriber event. It worked! Cool, okay, so that's what it's gonna look like if things happen. Or a merch event. Not doing it? Merch? No? Okay, never mind. That's weird. Why wouldn't the merch one work? Okay, what about like a super chat one? There we go. Auditor. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Go away. I could pretend to be the devil. Go away. Goodness me. I was also in that horror movie. I was one of the demons. Yeah. Possessed, right? And, that was interesting. Oh, there's always someone here. Did I scare them off? Legit? Bye-bye! God. Tom Cruise is the only way to heaven. Why is KFC trying to... Okay, it does look like KFC, doesn't it? Trying to sell me Jesus. You think we come from monkeys? Well, I think you just proved it. Ah! Alright, I scared off someone else. I just saw, like, you know, there were 6 people watching, and then after I did the growl, suddenly there's 5. So I guess it's someone else who happened to show up at the wrong time. Oh, dear, oh dear. Yeah, no, it's been a while since we've had the religious nuts turn up. But hey, let's see, can I add... Let me see if I can add to this thing. Is there a way my streams chat? We're doing this kind of live, hey. How do I make it kind of like... I think it won't happen until I save it though. Dark chat, checker chat, white chat, custom. Opacity. I want the text to show, but not the background. How do I do that? Because isn't the one that we usually have, it's a little bit transparent. Can't figure it out. Oh dear. The merch. What? I don't even know what you're trying to write, mate. Not, yeah, what is that sentence? That, you know, if you're gonna preach, like, make it coherent. Atheist Delusion is a video and it shows... No one's faking anything, mate. Goodness me. I mean, I've got mental illness, but come on. Anyway, focusing on more important things. I think there is a way to maybe I can copy it from like my other one. Okay, I'll figure that out, because maybe if we can, let me just save that and we can see if it works. Hey, we have the chat. Cool. And just in terms of like trying to, but of course now we've got this person putting garbage up here, so maybe I will just delete that, but at least now I know I can. I'll just delete it because I don't need that coming up on the screen. But now we know we can do that, so actually you can do stuff. So maybe there is, if I put the chat on the screen, then when I'm doing bonsai, I would be able to see it. Just I need to figure out what's the best way, because I don't want it to cover like the actual bonsai stuff. But that could actually be an interesting way to handle things. Now, to get back to this religious ranting, human evolution doesn't think we came from monkeys. That's right. That's been proven. What? What shape is the Earth, though? Oh dear. Oh dear. Obviously the Earth is hollow. Just like how the whole chemtrail thing, right? The funniest one I heard is chemtrails are just a distraction, because the real like mind controlling or whatever chemical it's meant to be is actually in your petrol. Because it's at a ground level, and at a ground level it's much easier to get it into the mainstream population, right? Rather than dispersing it up into the clouds where it's just going to dissipate. That's a fun theory. What shape is the moon? The moon is pie-shaped. Chemtrails are just air traffic poop. Well, they're actually called contrails, condensation trails. But when people talk about chemtrails, I think that one's a funny explanation. A funny way to come back at them is to tell them that actually it's a distraction from the ground-based delivery system in your petrol or something like that. And that also throws in issues of e-vehicles and makes them very confused. But yeah, the whole conspiracy theory thing and the religious nutcases. Like, mate, you can believe what you want, because I guess we've decided as a society that it's okay for people to believe dumb shit, but I don't have to listen to you preach, and so I could just block you if you keep going on about stuff. Super lib. I don't really have any political affiliations, and also I'm in Australia and we don't have the same. The Liberal Party in Australia is actually the Conservative Party. I did hear that the rubber worn off tires is terrible for the environment. Everything's terrible for the environment. And like, we got the plastic bags, like they in a lot of Western countries, they're getting rid of plastic bags in the supermarket. And I don't know what you guys have done overseas, but for a while, people were like selling cotton bags instead. They probably still are, but cotton uses a lot of water, and we live in a drought-prone country. So using a lot of water, it's like a choice between plastic or water. And also the thicker plastic bags are actually worse for the environment because people don't reuse them that much. You need to reuse it more times to make up for the plastic than if you just use those thin plastic bags. And the degradable ones aren't always properly degradable. And then the big ones, because they have more plastic in it, they're more polluting in their own way. How many genders are there? You have mistaken me for someone else. Gender in my day was a word for biological sex that didn't make the kids giggle. But if you're talking by modern genders, I wouldn't know, because the kids just keep making them up, don't they? EVs have much worse tire wear. Oh, I haven't heard that, but I know they've got problems with batteries. There's only one gender-free male. Did you take all your vaccines? Oh my god. So you are a conspiracy nut job. Still like 100 vaccines. Oh dear, we're up too late at night, aren't we? Oh dear. Oh dear, the gender question though tells us this guy has no idea who he's talking to. Yeah. Maybe I should just block him and we can get rid of that distraction. On the other hand, he is entertainment value, so do we keep him around? Does anyone want to vote? Oh, there's not too many. I think the conspiracy nut has scared off a few people, so I should probably go to bed. I grew up Catholic, mate. I've already had enough of that shit. And, no! I'm gonna stick to being possessed, thanks. Oh dear. Bye. Jesus only had one leg. Did you know that the average human has slightly less than 2 legs? Because amputees exist and statistics are easy to manipulate. But I've used that one a few times before. False gospel. I haven't got all the way through the Bible. I think I have the Catholic Bible, which has more books in it, and it's much more violent in some parts, which is a lot of fun. I'm not going. I thought our conspiracy nut was leaving, saying God bless and all that shit. Take into account the people with multiple legs. We'll see, amputees and so on are much more common than people with extra legs. And even when people have extra legs, they tend not to be functional. But yeah, no, to get extra legs, you have to get that via some kind of, birth defect or, mutation. Whereas you can be born with less than 2 legs, or you could lose them in an accident. There's a lot of ways for people to lose legs. So, the average human has slightly less than 2 legs when you look at statistics. Because statistics, yeah. A lot of people, in a lot of science, people don't realize the extent to which statistics can be presented in a way that's misleading to the average person who doesn't understand mathematics. Is a conjoined twin 1 or 2 people? I would say that depends on how many brains, functioning brains they have. Because isn't that how we kind of define people in a way? I guess it depends. Is conjoined twin defined as having at least 2 heads? Conjoined twins, or could it be oh, okay, yeah. No, that's definitely 2 people, because especially when you can separate them, but that's not always possible, and I would still say that they're 2 people. How many functioning brains do you have? More than you, mate. I can't believe you're still here. Clearly no one's going to agree with you, so what's the point? Aren't there other people you could annoy? I have 0 functional brains. Well, especially after reading some of this nonsense, hey. Yeah, no, science and statistics, I think also the way that you're supposed to do statistics. Yeah, buy my merch. I do have 1 functional brain. No, there's a way to do statistics that makes it more rigorous, but then there are certain ways that, particularly in pop science, sort of functional brain. In pop science, statistics are often presented in ways that aren't necessarily honest. They might actually be what's shown in research, but it doesn't tell the full story in a lot of cases, and people who don't understand statistics can get a bit carried away. So, when something comes out and it's this factor increases your chance of a heart attack by 50%, for example. Sounds like a lot. But what if that thing, originally only caused you a 0.001% chance of a heart attack? 50% more than that is still 0.0015. So yes, it's increased by 50%, but it's such a tiny chance that it didn't really make any sense. There's no point debating you. There's no point debating people who don't really have anything serious going on. And I'm not interested in this shit. I'm past my atheist phase. You go and believe what you want. I'm not going to try and convince you to drop your beliefs. Because actually, becoming an atheist was not fun for me. I know some people find it freeing, but I found it quite distressing. Hey! How's it going? This has been like a live stream that happened by accident. I'm actually ready for bed, but I'm not tired enough yet. I wonder if I should just take the Dimetapp. I don't know. Because then, like, I'm going to get the weird taste in my mouth. You can't debate me anytime. Sometimes I'm asleep. I'm going to be asleep soon. Probably lose consciousness reading more bad takes from this guy. No, like, when I was younger, like, I did go through a bit of a phase of, like, you know, trying to convince people that there is no God and all that kind of stuff. But, I think everyone a lot of people go through that phase, but it's just not worth it. And a lot of online arguments are not worth it. Online arguments in particular, because people are very stuck in their own ideas and they don't actually want to be convinced otherwise. So there's no point. You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say anything about that. I kind of wonder, like, I'm good, how are you? I'm more awake than I should be, and I need to get to bed. If God is all-powerful, then he doesn't even need to exist. If God is all-powerful, he could shut me up right now, but he doesn't, does he? You know, just checking. If God is all-powerful, there wouldn't be so much bullshit in the world. No, the combination of all-powerful and omnibenevolent, that's bullshit, because both, in that, like, you know, why would he create suffering in the world? Just wouldn't. Highly intelligent design. It's not design. It's not design. These are words that are used by Christian, you know, like low intelligence preachers, because they sound fancy and they sound like they mean something, but they don't. But the thing about where the world comes from, there is an interesting philosophical thing to that, because as humans, you know, in our frame of reference, we see things begin and die, start and end. And sometimes I wonder if that, you know, is that just because we're so small? Because there's, like, you know, that theory of the expansion of the universe and contraction, and, like, you know, if that's a pattern, then what came before the Big Bang, it could have been anything. We don't know. We can't go back that far. Why do we assume that things started with the Big Bang? And I know more people are starting to think there might have been something else going on before that, and it's just like, then you get into, like, weird physics stuff, and I wonder about weird physics stuff. Free will, he doesn't force it. Oh dear. Oh my god. Computers aren't that impressive, mate. I don't know what you're on about. And, like, God doesn't want slaves, but if you don't follow him, he's gonna send you to hell and cause you to suffer for eternity. But he loves you. A lot of logical nonsense. I think the universe starts at heat death, goes back in time, and at the Big Bang. Well, like, you know, have you heard the thing about, like, the constant expansion and contraction? It's kind of an interesting concept. But, yeah, I don't know. And to me, it doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna die anyway, and then who gives a shit? I didn't choose... Oh, I was going to tell you the story about atheism, because I didn't choose to become an atheist. Like, you know, I think, like, actually, George Carlin... Yeah, I am referencing George Carlin, but I think, actually, you can't choose what you believe in. So, like, this nutcase we've got commenting, genuinely believes this stuff, and if you genuinely believe it, like, that's not your choice, that's your genuine belief. And I guess maybe that's why as a Western culture we're kind of open to people believing bullshit, because if you hold a true belief, like, how can you can't choose to change it until you have your own realization that something is different. And for scientists, a lot of that is, like, looking at the evidence and trying to, you know, weigh things up. But, you know, not everyone's a scientist, not everyone has access to science, not everyone's been brought up to think that way. And so with me, when it came to I mean, you're assuming that humans are better than animals, just because you should never believe that what you believe is also true. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of a tricky thing, and it's a tricky thing to explain, but, like, in terms of me, when I became an atheist, like, it happened by accident, because, I was, you know, in the Catholic Church, and there were things that, like, didn't make sense to me, but the moment it clicked is I was reading, what did they call it? Because they changed the name for the movie. What is the name? Give me a moment, because I can't even remember. Northern Lights, and then they called it the Golden Compass. So, you know, when I used to get sick, I used to go to my grandparents' place, and then they'd look after me, and they'd give me a book to read while my parents were at work, I guess. And my grandma gave me Northern Lights to read, and I got into it. Like, it was really interesting. But then, I think, like, the author's an atheist. And I didn't pick up, personally, as a kid reading that, I didn't pick up anything atheist about it. Like, yeah, there's some weird church shenanigans, but I didn't really pick up anything atheist at all. And I didn't even know what an atheist was. But I think after reading it, and, you know, I've got the other two books, I assume she bought them for me as well, the sequels. But I remember coming out to my grandparents, talking to my parents at the table, and my grandma saying she shouldn't have brought me the book because it was written by an atheist. And I happened to come out at that moment, and I'm like, oh, what's an atheist? And that's when they told me it's someone who doesn't believe in God. And that's the moment it clicked for me. I'm like, oh, it's possible not to believe in God. And then suddenly everything just made sense. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think that was probably pre-puberty, so before your brain has the higher level development. So I kind of just thought, oh, okay, maybe that's what I am. But it's when I hit, you know, high school and going through puberty, going through the brain changes that happen then, being able to have more complex thoughts. And that's when I was like, oh shit, if there's no God, what's the point of everything? Because growing up in that culture, it's like, your life has a purpose. God has a plan for you. There's a reason for everything. Go to church, do this and that. And then having that taken away, I was like, okay, if there's no God, what's the point of anything? And so that's when the existential stuff really kicked up, and some of the depression stuff. Now, in hindsight, I realized some of the depression is also linked to childhood issues that I faced. But a lot of my high school depression did center on that existential angst of not having a purpose anymore. And so I spent quite a long time looking at other religions, other belief systems, and just not finding anything convincing. Like, they were interesting, very interesting at the time for me. I've lost interest now, but I thought it was really interesting stuff, but I just couldn't find anything that I believed in. And then there's a point where I just gave up. So yeah, I did not choose to become an atheist. And even when I found, you know, atheist literature, atheist YouTubers as well, like, I would watch them, and it just never, like, I didn't feel what other atheists feel. I didn't feel the sense of freedom that some people talk about. I was like, no, I have lost something. And I remember as a kid, as I sort of grew up as Catholicism was trying to chill out and not be all fire and brimstone. So instead of saying that hell is fire and brimstone and suffering and all that, I remember it being described to me once as hell being the separation from God. And while I was going through all that atheist stuff, I was like, yeah, I understand that, because I had that as a sort of guiding thing for my life, and then suddenly I didn't have it, and I was, you know, just like, what's the point of life then? And so, and like being depressed, and so it was like hell. And, you know, my life is still shit. So, you know, like, I don't disagree with this guy when he's like, oh, you gotta go back to Jesus, or you're, you know, hell and whatever. I'm already there, because I don't believe in any of that stuff. And I think when I was younger, it did help. And to lose that sense of meaning and purpose and all that, I did not cope. I'm doing better these days, like in that side of things. But I've moved on to, like, addressing my other problems and sort of realizing where some of my other problems are. And that's been difficult, but I think at the moment I'm starting to do better. But yeah, so, you know, that comes back to like, you don't choose what you believe in. Like, I would have preferred to stay believing in a god or getting into some kind of spirituality. Like a lot of goths go into occult, Wiccan stuff. I don't believe in any of that shit either. Just something to make things feel more meaningful. And so I understand conspiracy theorists, because the idea of there being no one in charge, nothing in control, no conspiracy guiding all the bullshit in the world, the idea that no one's in control is kind of a scary thought for a lot of people who are used to there being some kind of adult in the room. It turns out there are no adults in the room. Even like world leaders, they're just people, and that's why they keep making shit decisions and, you know, and just sort of really realizing the extent to which people are messed up as well. And yeah, and then things like natural disasters and unnatural disasters, like a lot of the time, there's just no one in control. Anything could happen at any time if that's the case. There is no plan, and that can be quite scary for a lot of people. And that also explains why even certain intelligent people can get sucked into the conspiracy theory thing, because there is that, especially if you get sucked into that fear. And then it can also be an interesting challenge. Like once you accept certain conspiratorial beliefs, then it's like a puzzle for some people. So I can kind of understand that, and I can also understand why these annoying preachy types who turn up on YouTube in the chat, I can understand where they're coming from. So even though I disagree with them and think they're full of bullshit and don't, you know, maybe aren't right in the head in their own way, I can see where they're coming from in that sense, if that makes sense. So let me just go back to look at the chat. I don't Paper Vampire, I don't think he realizes that you're trolling. You had a point. Austin 3:16, I don't know what that means. No morality, then without God, everything is relative. No, you know, humans created all the rules that God is supposed to have created. Otherwise, like, that's why the Bible is so inconsistent as well. Because humans made it up, and humans are shit at stuff. Even with the Quran, like, that's why they tried, I think, Muhammad, because he used to, like, it's been a while since I studied all this religion stuff, but from memory, Muhammad, was in contact with Jewish and Christian early communities and did pick up a lot of that stuff. And I think he did see the split in the churches and all these different versions. And so that's why the Quran is supposed to be this thing that you only read in Arabic. If you own an English copy, it's actually an English translation. It's not the Quran. It has to be in Arabic. And that helps prevent mistranslations, because the Bible in English is full of mistranslations, misunderstandings of the original, I think, Hebrew for a lot of it, and probably some stuff in Greek, and that causes a lot of disagreements. I've seen some interesting theories come out of it as well, but yeah, I think he was trying to avoid that. But even Islam, trying to keep one Quran, still ended up splitting. So, you know, that just goes to show the inconsistencies of when humans try to come up with stuff. If it was divine, things wouldn't be this contentious. Thinking morality comes from God is the most evil thing you can believe. It frees you from all moral obligation. That, yeah, because you can just blame shit on God as well. Hell is fire and brimstone. Oh, dear, oh dear. So is the inside of a volcano. Certain volcanoes, because some are, you know, depending on how deep you go, some are just steam and gas, rock. Debate me for 5 minutes. Why bother? And I'm like, the main thing that this guy's good for actually is just prompts, because then we can have some interesting philosophical discussions. Like, instead of debating an idiot, it does raise some interesting stuff that's, just, I can see myself again. Yeah, no, there are interesting things that come from conspiracy theory stuff, like psychology, the psychology of conspiracy theories, and then, yeah, religion, the philosophical stuff associated with the questions they're asking. probably to attempt conversion. Like, someone making these kinds of shit comments is never going to convert anyone. And like, it's so antagonistic as well. Like, if you were trying to convince someone of your point, the way to do it is not to be antagonistic. You need to find common ground, which there's no point with this guy because he's very set in his views clearly. But yeah, you got to try and meet people on common ground instead of being like, oh, you're wrong, you're going to hell. Oh, I bet you think there's a gazillion genders. Oh, I bet you, you know, all this kind of shit. Making assumptions about what I believe as well. That's not the way to convert people. It's just an antagonistic. Some people thrive on argument and drama, so maybe that's what he's into. Instead of like actually, you know, talking to people who are interested in converting. That's the sort of people who are less sure, because I've been, you know, I'm so over the whole religion thing. That's why I don't talk about it anymore. I know, like, you know, maybe 15 years ago, so apparently I've been on YouTube almost that long. I think I used to make some videos that were more to do with atheist stuff, but I don't bother anymore because it's just not worth it. Especially, like, you know, just the internet being the internet. Kind of like, you kind of like the metric system conversion. I'm sorry, it took me so long to get there. Agenda 2. Oh my god. I don't know which conspiracy theory that is, but no one's gonna bother. And what you do is not research. Feet and inches frighten and confuse me. I find tenths easier to work with than eighths than sixteenths. Yeah, and I think modern humans do find tenths easier. I think 12s, like, you know how the time is, we split into 12s, and then a dozen exists. I think that's because it can be divided easily into 3 and 4. We don't think that way anymore. We tend to think in tens, but back then, if you wanted to divide something into thirds or quarters, having 12 be the main number was a lot easier. So that's, just there's some interesting things about, like, I don't really know much about the imperial system, but metric is good for a lot of stuff, but it's not good for everything, I guess, is what I'm saying. Another thing, commoner. You'd lose a debate. Now, see, now you're making the argument that, you know, because I don't think you're worth a debate. Like, that's a common thing, is they're like, oh, you just don't want to because you'd lose. I'm like, no, it's because you're not worth it. Yeah, Scribe Chronicler, I'm not sure. I don't know what 1,000 feet would be. The only, like, metric imperial conversion I remember is 2.2 pounds is roughly 1 kilogram. And the reason I know that is because of Pokemon cards, because I had a Diglett in Japanese and a Diglett in American, the original Diglett Pokemon card, and they were the same weight. But the American card was in pounds and the Japanese card was in kilograms, and that's how I remember that. That's the only one I remember. American football is the devil. God doesn't want you to get brain damage. Well, see, I grew up Catholic, but I also grew up, how do I explain it? Well, like, in a conservative family, I guess. So, I was also taught that rugby union is the game the angels play in heaven. Not rugby league. Rugby league is a sin, but rugby union is the game the angels play in heaven. Anytime there's a thunderstorm, that's the angels playing rugby. Rugby union, not league. Yeah, that's probably the true religion of my family, apart from Catholicism, is the rugby sport shit that I've had to deal with forever. But no, the history of union and league, it's kind of interesting because rugby union tended to be played by the more wealthy, better educated people because it didn't go professional for such a long time, whereas rugby league went professional early, which meant that the people who couldn't afford to dedicate their lives to a free sport, like they needed to make money, they were attracted to league, whereas the rich fucks went and played union because they didn't need the money. So it's something like that. And yeah, growing up in that more conservative, well-off kind of background. And then so, I don't know, it's a sort of a prejudice between union and league. I don't know how relevant that is to sport fans today, but I guess Dad's generation I'm like having to hear in my family that League's a sin, but then occasionally they'd sneak in and watch anyway and know a surprising amount about League. But anyway, can you even define your terms? Oh yeah, and the what is it, Jeffy KFC, or we'll just call you KFC because that's easier. Worst margarita. Just let people believe what they believe as long as they do no harm. Why debate it? Yeah, that's what I've been saying. And but you know, see, KFC is the one who's come here getting all like, oh, debate me. But yeah, as I said, it's an interesting one to use for prompts, for things to talk about and just thoughts. My brain, like, you know, if you suggest something in the chat, my brain will be like, hey, that gives me another tangent to go on that doesn't answer your question, but answers another thought I just had. Funny how people who are convinced they can convert you only have circular logic. He's already lost the debate. Yeah. But, you know, he's been entertaining, so that's why I didn't block him. It's just like, you know, sometimes it's hard to know how badly, like, you know, how far down the rabbit hole they are, and then also, like, how much bullshit they're going to go into, like, this Agenda 2030 nonsense. I don't remember which one that is, but, like, is that the one? There's a few different conspiracy theories, and I think one of my favorite ones is the idea that they're going to project something in the sky to make it look like aliens are invading, and that's how the governments of the world are going to control us or some bullshit. And I'm like, fucking let's do it. Let's project aliens into the sky. I'm down for that. I would like to see that. That would be fun and interesting, and I'm down for some chaos. I think that would be a lot more fun than, you know, Russia and North Korea and China and all that going to war with the US. I'm not into the whole world war stuff. But alien projections in the sky, that would be fun. A bit like how the world ended in 2012. Do you remember that? And then there was another one where there was a guy who was preaching the end of the world, and a lot of people, like, he was one of those eccentric Christian guys. I wonder if I can find that on my Facebook, because I did make a post of that. Search world end. Maybe will those keywords give me one? And if we scroll through, what year was that? Or maybe I could just search. Oh, here we go. May 21, 2011. That was another time that the world was supposed to end. The Bible guarantees it, is what the billboard said. That was hilarious. And yeah, apparently people sold all their stuff and went on the road to preach. And then we're here in 2023. Imagine selling all your stuff, thinking the world's going to end, and then it doesn't. Like, how stupid can you be? But, always have 12ths come from counting with the digits of your fingers? Oh, do you mean like with the joints? Because I know that was another counting way people used to do stuff back in the day. But yeah, no, 10 is hard to divide into like 3 and 4. You just can't do it in a round way. So that's where having 12 portions is good. There are 5,280 feet in a mile. That's crazy. Miles are so weird. I don't know either. I was told thunder was angels bowling. Yeah, why not? Thunder came from the lightning exploding the air. Project Bluebeam. Oh, okay, Project Bluebeam. Because that one I'm down for. I'm down to see some of this shit. Also, like, when 2012 happened, I was so ready to meet the, like, reptilian alien overlords, but they never showed up, did they? The whole Nibiru lizard people thing. That would have been fun. That would have been interesting, because, like, humanity is kind of boring, don't you think? Like, the problems that we come up with are kind of petty, and, like, you know, imagine a full-on alien invasion. That would be fun. You know, it would suck for us, but it would be interesting. Just saying. Especially because, like, a lot of these world events don't affect me, so. Joints. Yeah, joints. Joints. I bought, so it was Father's Day in Australia. I know in, like, the UK or somewhere, Father's Day is a different day, but it was Father's Day in Australia recently, and, you know, when I bought this book, I also bought a couple books for Dad, and I have a loyalty, you know, card with this bookstore, and gave the lady my card, and she scanned it in, and she said, "Oh, you know, you have a discount of $4.20. Do you want me to apply that?" And then she's like, "Haha, $4.20." So I got a $4.20 discount on the books that I was buying because I had accumulated that previously. And then when the total came up, no joke, my total was $77.77, and she's looking at it going like, "Oh wow, that's good luck. Do I still have it here?" Or oh, I don't know what I've done with the receipt. I might have thrown it out already. But yeah, like, it's just like a weird coincidence to have those numbers just pop up like that. Sadly, I haven't won the lottery yet, but hey, we will keep at it. I've heard that the world ending in 2012 based on a mistranslation of the Mayan calendar, which actually ended in 1996. I did hear that they revised the end of the world a few times, because also the Western calendar has changed a few times, and so they've been adjusted to be more accurate. Something like that anyway. There's also a crazy conspiracy that they sort of made up 1,000 years. So they added 1,000 years to the year count for the lols, which is actually the year 1023. 777, almost as good as... 77 is more lucky. It's less troll, but it's more lucky. I think we've lost our conspiracy theory Christian nut, which is a shame. Okay, well, yeah, I guess now that he's gone. How many genders are there? I don't believe in the concept of gender as defined by modern nutcases. If you take it by the old school thing, where it's just another way to say biological sex, then I would say there is male and female, and then there's a tiny minority of people who are intersex, but those are actually just variations on male and female that don't clearly fall into one or the other. So there you go. How many genders are there? Oh, and I was just going to debate him and lose. I mean, you know, he probably wanted to debate me on gender as well, and he would find that on the basics we pretty much agree. Sorry, there's a little bit of a... just getting rid of a hair there. Yeah, he would find that on the basics we agree. Like, there are some things about me that are more left-leaning, but there are some things about me that are more right-leaning. Like, I grew up in a conservative Catholic background, and I've been exposed to a more conservative worldview, but at the same time, I've also moved in left-wing, you know, traditionally left-wing circles of art and music. So I've seen both worlds, and I get along with people from both worlds, and I don't know if that helps some of the nuance. Maybe also the fact that I don't have strong feelings, strong emotions, maybe that helps make me a centrist. And like on a lot of issues, well, there's also the fact that my brain can take different perspectives, and it's not always helpful to me, but it can. And so if my brain is doing that already, maybe that also adds to me seeing more than one perspective. And yeah, like, you know, depending on my mood, I could argue either way, and I think I would tend to play devil's advocate, depending on who I would, like, you know, in the past. These days, I try not to get into those conversations because I just don't give a shit, and the other person tends to get emotionally invested, and then they think I actually believe the arguments that I'm raising. Like, I might say, but what about this point? What do you think about that? And they think that I believe it, instead of me just raising it as a curiosity of what their opinion is. So it's just not worth talking about. Hermaphrodites. I mean, I think that's just... I don't know if that's defined differently today, so... That's the problem, is I'm not up to date with all the language that people are using. But biologically, there's male and female, and then there are rare anomalies in between. I guess with medical things that people can do, you could also argue that a like transsexual, I know, like, you know, some people find transsexual offensive, but there are actually a lot of genuine transsexuals who prefer that term over transgender, because transgender is more of an umbrella term, including all the newfangled shit, whereas transsexual is the more traditional way of trans. And so they're the ones who tend to do the medical stuff. And you could argue that when someone has gone through that medical stuff, they no longer have the same identical biology because they've made those physical changes. And so while, yes, for example, a male to female, yes, technically they're still male, but they've had certain alterations that make them not quite the same as other males. And so perhaps it's worth making a distinction that someone is a male to female transgender or a female to male transgender, but I wouldn't really call that, I don't know, like, I think it's worth having on your medical documents, because if you ended up in hospital in an emergency, they need to know your biology because medications and other treatments do affect males and females differently. And one of the things that's come out in recent years is that a lot of medical research tended to be done on male bodies. And so when you're treating females, some things don't work the same way. And I'm not talking about obvious stuff like boobs or whatever. Like, there are things to do with your heart. The way that a female has a heart attack turns out to generally be different to how males have a heart attack, which is really quite interesting stuff. And I think that's why biological sex is so important. And these groups, like, you know, they argue gender's a social construct, and I think they're getting the language confused because gender roles are kind of a social construct with a biological background, because there are certain things that make more sense in evolutionary terms. But, you know, like, I guess stereotypes, I mean, yes, social construct, but with the reasons for it in, I don't know, it's tricky stuff. But then they're trying to say, so, like, that stuff aside, then they're trying to say biological sex isn't real. I'm like, no, mate, no, that you need to keep on top of biological sex because it does affect medical things. Like, you can't just disappear that from your medical history, and if it ever came up, it could be relevant to how you were treated for something like a heart attack. If we discover that there's some way to treat females better, or to even notice the signs of a heart attack better, that's some stuff that I've been coming across more, that, you know, females who have had heart attacks but had different symptoms, they didn't realize that's what was happening to them. There's interesting stuff like that because male and female bodies are different in those kinds of ways that aren't immediately obvious externally. So anyway, three-spirit penguin gender. They don't have any pronouns. Oh my god. I don't know, the whole pronoun thing is... It's just taking things like... I understand where the pronoun thing came from, but the way that it's been warped and the way that it's used now just isn't helpful. Shit, it's 1:30 a.m. I reckon that conspiracy theorist Christian whack job probably got me on a bit of a tangent roll. I should really get to bed. And if I can't sleep, I should probably finally read this book too. Shall I read the blurb to you and then you'll understand why I picked it up and didn't realize that it was there were signs that it would be a book too, but why I picked it up thinking, oh, that sounds interesting. Because those of you who know me all of a sudden will be like, oh yes, that is exactly the sort of thing she would go to. Okay, so this is in quotes. We all had monsters in our dreams. Some of us had just lived with them longer. Okay, so that's the quotes. Okay, the blurb. Gordo Livingstone never forgot the lessons carved into his skin. Hardened by the betrayal of the wolf pack who left him behind, he sought solace in work, running the garage in his mountain town. He vowed to steer clear of shapeshifters and their affairs. It should have been enough. Then the wolves returned, bringing Mark Bennett with them. Gordo found himself facing their mutual enemy together, and they won. Now, a year later, which is where I should have realized it was a sequel, but now, a year later, Gordo is once again witch of the Bennett pack. Yet even as Gordo struggles to ignore Mark, he can't avoid the strength of his feelings. However, time is running out as a new danger is coming. This time, they'll face the enemy within. And I'm like, oh my god! But so... there are two other books where I've accidentally bought the second in a series. Let me grab them for you quickly. This one, and also that one. But at least I got that one for cheap. The other two. There was this one, which is the more recent one, The Possession. The title already gives you a hint. But they came looking for answers. What they found were questions. Nolan Moore and his team of explorers arrive in the remote town of Birch Lake, California to investigate its mysterious stone walls built by an unknown hand. Their arrival is met with suspicion by the townspeople, and when Nolan learns that a teenage girl has recently disappeared without a trace, it becomes clear there is a link between the missing girl and the secret of the stone walls. But as Nolan and his team are drawn into the search, a thick fog descends on the town. Soon events take a dark turn, and the line between reality and imagination begins to blur, leaving Nolan and his team questioning their own sanity and fighting for their lives. Not as much my theme, but like the possession. In a place full of secrets, one girl holds the key, and I'm like, oh, I'll give that a go. And it wasn't that good. But yeah, it turned out to be a book 2 as well, because they had been on some previous adventure, and a few of those events did get referenced, and then I'm like, oh. And then there's like a preview for the 3rd book. The other one, this one is much more. The Evil Within, and I got it for $5 in the bargain bin kind of thing, and the cover's starting to get a bit dodgy, but yeah. This turned out to be a book 2 as well. A possessions novel. And it didn't click with me that that meant it was a book 2 or like part of a series. Like I didn't even check. But yeah, I think eventually I figured out that it was a book 2. Anyway, so, warning. Sometimes evil is closer than it appears. And then what? Possessions, me. Oh, this is things she owns, I guess. One full-blown obsession with floppy-haired, gorgeous, perfect Troy, in brackets still. Nightmares, endless, terrifying nightmares. Oh god, someone help me. Possessions, them, everything I've ever wanted, and killer instincts. Lindsay thought she left Marwood Academy behind for good. The girls there aren't just mean, they're evil, possessed by spirits of the dead. Then Lindsay discovers that she is possessed. Now she must go back to Marwood to free herself once and for all. But the secrets of Marwood run deep, and the evil is much closer than Lindsay knows. I kind of feel like I need to read it again, because that's not how I remember it going. But yeah, no, that turned out to be another one of those book 2s, and there's a common theme is, for some reason in book 2, well, it sounds like book 1 probably had possession-y stuff as well, but, you know, questions about duality-related things. Let me just put that back, sorry. And then I'll get back to looking at your chat. But hey, my memory of that 3rd one could be off, because I do notice that my memory, I think it's reliable, and then it's not. And we know this about humans, is like, we're very convinced by our own memories, but they can get warped and, you know, confused over time. And that's why it's hard to find, like, you know, witnesses in court cases, and that's why people don't remember things, and why facts can be inconsistent, especially when a certain amount of time goes. And then even in a moment where there's a lot of chaos going on, it can be hard to pick up things, and your brain can get confused, and then if it thinks about it in a particular way, it can sort of distort things. And, you know, the brain is not a perfect record of stuff. Anyway, so let's get back to the chart. The truth merch. Adjectives are more interesting than pronouns. Well, the other thing is, like, what pronouns do I use? For myself, the pronouns I use for myself are I, me, myself, mine. Like, that's, if you ask me what are my pronouns, I would be like, I'm using it now. What are my pronouns? When I'm talking about myself, that's how I refer to myself. Like, I get where the pronoun thing came from, and it's because of that small minority of people who do have, well, we call it gender dysphoria now, it used to be called different things, and, you know, it's helpful for them to be heard in that way, but now it's sort of morphed into this bigger thing. So, I called it, you kept on rambling forever. Yeah, I'm freaking terrible, especially once conspiracy theory guy turned up and my brain was like, here are some more ideas. Everyone has pronouns regardless. So, so Paper Vampire's trolling. I haven't read the rest of the chat, but I did come across this thing. It was this Q&A, and it was from an LGBT perspective. And don't ask me how I got into this, but I will link you to it if I can find it again. But it just made me... I was very confused because it said some people don't use pronouns at all. And then, like, that's... Okay, yeah, this is it. This confused me a lot. And this is written from an LGBT perspective. And I'm just like... I think you're very confused. But anyway, and, like, pronouns are... The pronouns that they're talking about are how people talk about you usually when you're not there. And it's just like, I mean, I don't care how you talk about me. And, like, you know, people will say horrible stuff about me that has nothing to do with pronouns. They'll think I'm a bitch, or they'll think that I'm weird, or just have some reason to disapprove of me. And I can't control that. Some people just don't like me. Some people probably think I look like a small boy. That's their experience of me. As long as they aren't dicks to me when we're interacting, I kind of don't worry. Like, it is a bit shit if someone is doing manipulative shit behind your back, but this is just talk. I don't know. I know, like, you know, it can hurt people's mental health, but it's hard. Especially, like, you know, I've got schizoid personality disorder, so that probably makes it harder for me to understand why people have such emotional investment in this stuff, because I don't experience emotions to that level. But yeah, I just find it confusing. And then that article in particular, where they're saying that some people just don't use pronouns, does that mean they have no preference, or does that mean that they don't ever want pronouns used for them at all? Like, it's confusing. Anyway, no, I can choose not to have pronouns. It's my right as a penguin. Okay, Winnie, thanks for you respecting my preferences. You're not welcome. Did they not realize that you were trolling? I think they might have gone. Vestilia. They should have made copies of that key. What key? What key? What are we talking about? I don't know what key. I've rambled too much. Your camera is backwards. Yeah, I know. I think it's because I'm using this app. And shit, how's my battery going? I'm probably going to have to wrap up in a bit because it's going to start complaining of low battery. But sometimes the back of the book is way better than the book. Yeah. But no, I enjoyed the third book I showed you. The second book, this one, we will see. And it's quite thick. Anyway, being a weird bitch is kind of cool. Hey, well, people are into all kinds of stuff. Like my feet face video thing. There's some people who commented on that like it was the worst thing. I think I ruined a few people's day with that video. What do you call me when I'm not there? Mad Simple. Well, I've already been like, this one's for Mad Simple. And was it talking about, maybe it was I made the feet one for you, didn't I? The girl who held the only key to something. Hey, they could just get Lockpicking Lawyer on it. I almost bought some Lockpicking Lawyer, or lockpicks or something to practice on from him, but then I thought maybe I shouldn't get into a new hobby. I've got so many hobbies that I've abandoned already, and it's probably only fun while I'm watching the channel, and then of course I stopped watching because it all gets kind of the same after a while. The girl who is the key to everything. Alright, I've caught up to the chat, so that was an interesting stream, and I'm starting to get hungry, so I really should go to bed because I already brushed my teeth and I can't afford to get hungry. Is there a lock that he couldn't pick or open? I think there have been some, but I don't remember. And then also people have tried stuff like, I think one lock he didn't pick was because it was super shiny and reflective, and you know, he doesn't show his face, but he had the non-shiny version, so he picked that instead to show how it's done. Lock that's already been opened. In some cases, people wrapped up the packages with tape, and the tape took longer to open than the lock itself. So the lesson is just tape your door shut instead of using a lock. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. Like, legit, I'm gonna get going because I do need to sleep. It's 1:40 a.m. and this was not meant to be a live stream. I was just trying to test this app. We could have the overlays. I've just got to figure out how I want to actually do it. And that could be... Oh, the problem with the overlay thing, though, is if I'm doing bonsai, right, there might be a lot of chats, and then there's no way for me to scroll it on the screen, so I can't see all the chats if I've been bonsaiing for a while, then look at the chats, and too many have passed by, so maybe that's not going to work as well as I thought. I'll have a think about it. Maybe I will just use the YouTube app, because I have a feeling I have a feeling the YouTube app uses less power and I won't have to plug in the phone. It's funny how I'm just waking up and you're just about to go to sleep. Yeah, time zones, eh? Because the world is round, not flat. But we've lost our conspiracy nut. Good night. Yeah, okay. Good night. Thanks for showing up for this weird stream. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping pressing the stop button makes this stop.